Hello boys and girls, and welcome to this third part of my red stag bow hunting series. Now if you haven't already watched the two first series, go ahead and watch them afterwards. But first, let's get into it. So the sun is just coming up in maybe 20 minutes. I have a northeastern wind going that way, and I came up this way, and I have to go this way. I can hear them bellowing down there already. Usually they will come from the lowlands down there and go up this way. So I'm just waiting to let them get into place. I can move down a little bit further. I know basically where they're gonna be. Well, I can hear them. So go a little bit further, listen, and once they settle, see if I can put in a stalk. But you can hear them just down here. 3 or 4 down there. So off we go.
Bow hunting red stags in this area means a lot of walking around. Now I can hear them and I have an idea where they're going, but still I have to get there. And doing that I have to walk. And on my way I will see and potentially bump a lot of other animals, and my goal is to make as little noise as possible. The bushes, the trees and the rocks provide excellent cover for me on my way, but also for the animals. And in the first few hours of the day, the dirt and the grass is moist and almost soundless, but just after a few minutes of sunshine, it becomes completely dry and sounds like cornflakes when you walk. So often, during these stalks, you take off your shoes and you try to be as silent as possible. In this case, I've seen a few hinds passing by, and I see the antlers of a very nice stag standing behind a rock. I take off my shoes and I try only to move when he's either bellowing or moving. You can hear the stag bellowing, and yes, he is that close, and you can imagine how exciting and super nerve-wracking this is. And just like so many times before and so many times after this, he gets an idea that something is wrong and he takes off.
So I have 3 or 4 stags down here roaring, and one sounds like he's pushing his hinds. I think they're going that way. So I need to get up and above and ahead of them before they come up, because right here there's no cover.
I keep following these stags around. They don't know I'm there, and the reason they're moving is simply because one of them is pushing his hinds. I think they're far away, but suddenly I hear some movement in the brush. I hear roaring and I see antlers. I only have my sight focused on the stag, but one of the hinds snuck around, saw me, and took the whole group with her. Off we go to the next one.
They took off again, but there's one over here. getting good wind. And there's one down here. It's never ending. I've been hunting these guys all day. It's frustrating and fantastic.
It's way after midday and the stags have been quiet for a while. I start hearing some bellowing again, and I find a good spot in the shade and a place where I think they will be coming back. I think I just made a perfect ambush on these stags. I saw them this morning, heard them this morning about 10 o'clock, and I've been after them ever since. It's 3:30 now. You can hear them now. At least four stags, and one comes and goes. And I tried to sneak in on them on several occasions, and they went out of the area and went to a different place. I tried to call them, and they sort of responded, but then they just came back here. So I went back here, tried to sneak in. They went away, not because of me, but just because they wanted to move. Two of them were fighting. I've heard them fight on several occasions. So I decided to come back in. I find this good place in the shade, where I expected them to come maybe 40 meters, and then I hear them over there. I see some bush moving. I see them coming out, and I take a shot at the first one. He jumps. It's a tad low, I think, but I think it's not a bad hit. He jumps and he runs over there. It looks really hurt. I don't know what happened to him then. And that's his friend. So then the other one comes out just after, and he's probably bigger. But I'm certainly not going to shoot anything else until I find this one. So it's been 25 minutes. I called the guys who have this area, and they're going to bring a dog in anyway. So I'm not going to mess up the track by looking at it. I took the shot down there, and then I saw him run slowly this way up here. So it could be a gut shot. I hope not. I hope it's a long shot. But I haven't heard anything since he went in there, but there was another deer also. It's never funny, these things. But if you don't like that, don't bow hunt. We go down and have a look at the arrow, and the color of the blood is just too dark, and there's not a lot of blood. We follow the track for about 50 or 100 meters, and everything points in the direction of a gut shot. And even though all fibers in your body want to pursue that stag, the only correct thing to do is step away and give him some peace and quiet. So we find very little blood. We go back to the house, we have a look at the footage, and as you can see, the arrow does pass to the animal very low and a bit far back. And of course, I didn't anticipate for the animal moving, so the shot is a little bit far back. We decide to give him peace overnight, and next day we get the rain. We get so much rain, and all tracks are just gone, and we find no animal whatsoever. And then I go home. And a few days later, Ivan, he calls me and he says, "Send me a picture from the footage. I think we found your stag." And I sent him a picture, and as you can see, these rounded points are exactly what I saw in the picture and exactly what he saw
on the stag that they found. And it didn't go that far, so we were right to give him peace and let him die in peace. And I was just so thrilled. And you can imagine the joy I felt when I got this sent to me in a box, and I got to open it and put my hands on these antlers for the very first time. That was just such an amazing feeling. Don't forget to click subscribe and follow me for more hunts in the time to come. And if you haven't already, don't forget to watch episode 1 and 2. Thanks for watching.